Come on.
My wife. Hey, my wife. Hey,
We back.
we back, baby.
We back.
Yeah, we
All
back.
right.
We back. Like 45 Jordan, we back. We back.
2025.
2025.
How's
Hey,
it
man,
feel?
good to see you, man.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you. How you
Yes.
feeling?
Man, I'm great, man. How you
good?
been last year?
You already, you already know.
You know,
what they
hey,
say.
listen.
What the lady say? Life been lifing.
Life been lifing.
Life been
Listen,
lifing, man. Life been lifing.
I know that's right. My kids are getting older.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, not older, but not old, but you know, just they're growing, man.
They're growing.
They're
Yeah,
growing.
They're
It's-
beautiful. You got a beautiful family too, man. Beautiful
Thank you, man. I
family.
appreciate you. They're wide open, but they are beautiful. That's for sure.
Beautiful family.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody
Yeah.
that's watching and listening. You've been waiting. We've been getting the DMs. We've been getting the emails.
Yeah.
We've been getting the TikTok messages.
And you've been running into us on the streets
Yes.
saying, "Where is season 2?
Yes.
Where is more content?"
Yes.
Well, God dang it, we are bringing it to you.
We are bringing it to you, right?
Season 2
right.
is happening definitely by the beginning of next year, 2026.
Yeah.
We got a tour coming up. You know, we got a lot of stuff planned, man.
Yeah, we've been working, man. We're actually in a new studio space.
Yes.
Shout out to
Hey.
me and my wife friend studios.
Woo.
You will be able to, if you're in the Carolinas, you will be able to come out here and use this space, and we are working
Yeah,
on
if
different
you wanna-
setups. So contact us at meandmywhitefriend.com, and we'll hook you up with that.
We
And there's
got it
other
for you.
ways we'll dabble into that later. But we're just happy to get back to work, man. We haven't never stopped working. Let's just put it like that.
A lot
Like,
of behind the scenes work, a lot of
yeah.
a lot of things that go into to that. So,
Yeah, if we just update them on life, how we maneuvering.
Right.
I'm still in California.
All right.
Grinding it out. Thank you. I'm still in California, working on different sets. If you know that freelancer life, you already know how it goes.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on in California.
It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on in North Carolina. You know what I mean?
yeah.
As far as the fires, right?
Yeah,
That was
fires on
huge.
both coasts.
Yeah.
We had a hurricane.
Yes. So the fires out here in North Carolina, and really, this is, if we want to, before we get into it, this is We Are Back episode. So we're really kind of going to be all
Touching
over the
on
place,
everything, yeah,
touching
kind of.
up on what's been going on in 2025, right? And our opinions about a little
And
bit of
into
everything.
2024 and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So nothing specific this episode, but it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like gumbo. It's all in there.
You got your shrimp, you got your
Right,
Italian
sausage,
you
right,
got your-
cabbage,
all
a
that.
little beef in there, everything, red beans, rice, all that.
Gosh, you can make me hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's start with the fires though. I think that's relevant
Okay.
because it was,
Yeah.
like I said, it was on both coasts.
Well, let's start with the West Coast fires first, because I know we know that during that time you were out there,
Yeah.
and you got to experience firsthand riding around, hearing what the locals had to say.
Yeah.
So let's start with that first.
That was interesting, man. Like that whole
You've never been
situation.
through that before,
Never
because
been through
growing
that.
up in North Carolina, we don't have wildfires like that like they do in California.
Not
so.
like that, and I don't think California hasn't had fires.
Not in a very long
like
time.
that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
interesting. We were in the valley, area, San
Yeah,
Fernando
Chatsworth.
Valley,
Shout out Chatsworth.
Chatsworth, Woodland Hills area, West
Yeah,
Hills,
West
all
Hills.
that area. That's really where we were at. We had multiple places of living during that time.
Yes,
but-
and we were very thankful. And,
Yeah.
I was happy to say at one point in the last 5 years, I think our house touched on the house that we were in West Hills, touched close to $1 million. So we were thankful enough to
Yeah.
live in $1 million shack.
Yeah. We definitely were. The houses over there are going, for like
Yeah.
8, 9, about $1 million.
And they are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But as far as the fires, man, it was just an interesting time.
Yeah.
Like seeing, if you've ever been to California or if you haven't, just imagine that, kind of everywhere you look around you when you're driving, you're surrounded by mountains, at every angle. And so, you wake up and you see smoke coming from the mountains.
Yeah, not just any smoke either.
Yeah, it's like
big,
huge. Big. And we'll put the pictures up for those that are watching visually. We'll have some of the pictures that I took while we were out there. But it was interesting, man. And we literally, I think, the Pacific Palisades was one of the places that got hit the hardest. You also had the Eaton fires. And then, one of the side jobs that I have out there is working for, shout out to Bliss Beach. We set up, private parties on the beach and backyards, movie nights, things of that nature. And, the beach that I usually work at the most was Will Rogers, and that is directly in front of the Pacific Palisades, and there's a trailer park community that's well known in that area. That community's been there for years, decades, and all that just got burnt up.
And all those mansions too.
Yes,
big houses.
Yes, and so it was. Just wild
tough
for them to be lasting so long, and only really, you know how close Woodland Hills and West Hills is from Topanga Canyons.
Especially Woodland Hills Woodland Hills and West Hills where we were, very close, almost butting up to the
Topanga Canyons. Topanga Canyons, which also parts of Topanga Canyon caught on fire, and it's still closed. That Topanga Canyon.
What?
Yeah, driving through Topanga Canyon to get to the beach is still closed.
It's closed.
Yeah, still closed. Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And so, that was only really 10 minutes from the old house.
Wow, yeah.
20 minutes from.
So is the overlook?
Overlook.
Is there
shut down?
Are the overlooks to shut down?
I think you can get to the overlook. You can get to the overlook,
but then they probably have it closed there.
But once you can't go, deeper into the canyon to get to. Yeah, you'll hit a detour. And that's like since we've been out there, that's the second time that area has been shut down.
Wow.
Remember they had the mudslides when we got a lot of rain. But that was just a interesting time. A lot of people had to evacuate. A lot of people lost their homes.
Yeah.
But
did you ever think that where you were staying was going to get it, or?
I mean, it was so close, man. I was
like,
all it took was just a change of the wind
and
to hit the mountains on the other side that I was on, more east instead of the west side of the mountains, and we definitely would have had to evacuate. But shout out to all the firefighters and emergency workers that were out there. The way the community donated and came together, I love to see that. I definitely donated what I could as far as, clothes and toiletries and, things that nature. I try to give things that I know people are going to need, soap and, sanitizer, things of that nature. And then, as far as what's going on in North Carolina,
being from North Carolina, we've had some recent fires here. Just a little bit of information here. As of today, March 31st, firefighters made progress over the weekend battling major wildfires in western North Carolina and the South Carolina upstate. So they're saying that it started from a down power line, and that's what kind of set this whole thing off.
Wow.
In Polk County, there are no longer evacuations, which is good. And the county's emergency shelter is closed. But it's a Table Rock complex fires in Pickens and Greenville counties in the upstate, and then the Black Cove complex fires in Polk and Henderson counties, the Rattlesnake Branch fire in Hayward County, and the Arca 5 fire in Swain County.
Wow.
So lots of fires. Plus, poor North Carolina mountains has been through it.
Yeah.
With Hurricane Helene and now the wildfires and they're not even done cleaning up from Helene.
Yeah. So if you,
but I really, speaking of, I mean, not to cut you off real quick, but real quick, I really, speaking of communities coming together, North Carolina really, and the surrounding areas really came together for those folks in the mountains.
In the Asheville area.
Yeah, all over, really.
Yeah. So if you can, I was gonna say that if you can donate, still, donate if you can.
Yeah.
I try to do it more directly.
And it doesn't have to be financially. I'm sure those folks up there need supplies.
Yeah.
They need, things to get by. So.
Yeah, do what you can, man. And again, just we want to give a big thanks to all the emergency workers, firefighters.
Absolutely, my gosh.
Hospital
24/7
that came out. Especially in Cal, we had firefighters from other states and countries come out to help. So we really want to thank you guys for that.
So
So to more lighthearted, right now as we speak, this first episode back of the podcast, season 2 of our podcast, it's March. It's the end of March, and we have made it to the Final Four. NCAA March Madness has been.
We have made it to the Final Four.
So
what you mean?
I say we as spectators, everybody has made it to now. Our team, if we're talking, we're Carolina boys again, Tar Heel fans.
Tar Heels.
Yeah, we're Tar Heel fans. My first team and number one team is Aggies, North Carolina A&T State University. Shout out to my HBCU. But if we talk about, the schools that we just represent the state the most, I am a Tar Heel fan.
Yeah.
But we do have a Carolina team in the Final Four.
Which is cool.
Our arch rivals, Duke, has made it, and they'll be playing Houston. We also have Florida in there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We want to give Duke congrats. Congrats, Florida. Congrats, Auburn.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in a long time that 4 number 1 teams made it to the Final Four. 4 number 1. So
wow.
If you're a betting person, man, this would have been the great year to bet on those number 1 teams and make you some money because they all made it. So I'm looking forward to it. Those games are next week. They start Saturday.
So who do you think is gonna? The Final Four starts next Saturday.
Yeah, Final Four starts Saturday. Those are both games will be played, and then the championship game will be that Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
Who do you think is gonna take it all?
Man, this is that's a tough one, just because they're all good. If I go entertainment factor and who has the biggest name, Cooper Flagg for Duke is the biggest name. I think he has the biggest star power.
Okay.
His video with playing with Team USA, last year, and him really doing well versus, our best players in the league.
Yeah.
Really went viral, and he's been killing it, as far as the cost. So
you think he'll go pro?
I heard that he is open to staying another year.
Okay.
But I feel like if they win it, why not go pro? You know, if they win it, why not? But okay, entertainment factor wise and name wise, star power,
Duke.
I can see Duke winning.
Okay.
But I think the winner, man, that's tough. If we take Duke out of the scenario, I think Florida or Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Houston's in there.
Houston's in there.
We just did a stage play in Houston.
Yeah. We did. Yeah. Shout out to
Kevo Arts.
Yeah, Kevo Arts. Follow him on social media. He's a great producer and director of theater.
It was called Adam's Apple.
Yeah, Adam's Apple.
Yeah.
We're looking for. We will definitely keep you guys up to date when that comes out. It's supposed to be coming out on streaming platforms like Amazon Prime and whatnot, maybe even Tubi. So once we get more information on it, we'll let you know. But kind of tell them about that experience, Marv. How we did. That was my first stage play since elementary school.
So just to give you a little background, not too much into it, but as I'm sure you guys know, you get a lot of spam emails. You get a lot of emails saying, we'll rent your page out.
Want you to be
we'll do
ambassadors.
this. We want you to do this, do that. And so when we got on the phone with Kovo, we were kind of skeptical and kind of like, oh man, this is another one of these. Like, okay, how much money do you want?
Yeah, he's like, we want to cast you for a stage play, blah, blah,
okay,
blah.
how much is it going to
I like your brand. And we were like, you get those emails when you're a content creator. You're like, okay,
but being on the phone
money.
with him kind of solidified it for me, especially at the end of the conversation. But anyways,
and he sent the contract.
He sent the contract. He sent payment. I mean, you know, but it was
great,
good.
great businessman.
Yeah, it's good.
Very inspirational. Inspired us to do we're gonna do.
Tell him who we got to work with.
We got to work with a slew of great influencers.
And
Big Jai, right? Is his name Big Jai?
Big.
Is it Big Jai? What's his name?
Big Groove.
Big Groove. Big Groove. Sorry, Big Groove. Big Groove can, he can body me. I can handle my own. That's a big man. If you don't know Big Groove, he's the guy that does the food reviews and does the dancing. Very muscular, big guy. He's
can't
really
miss
big.
him.
Like, you can't miss him. Big guy. We also got to work with
Jeremy.
All the all your Bernie Mac fans. He's actually Jordan from Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
He played the young kid, the nerdy one, but he's such a professional, such a cool guy. Got to hang out with him, and he's like really down to earth, cool guy. We'll be hanging out with him later in Cali and whatnot. And there's a couple more. I don't want to miss everybody. We're using my phone to shoot, but maybe I'll put the other ones on the screen.
Sure.
Got content creators that are viral and are still viral, have dope brands.
Shout out to Lou Ratchet for
Ratchet
for yanking my laptop and I caught his ass.
No, he did.
No,
he did not.
I caught his ass.
No, he did not, man. Lou, I don't do that, Bar. Don't do that. You're messing up our business network, man.
I was messing.
Lou Ratchet, man, is hilarious. A comedian. He does great skits. There's also the girl that does the dance that do you want me like I want? I can't even remember.
No.
We'll put her name on the screen.
Yes,
she
anyways, we got to work with a lot of people.
The comedian. She had the
yeah.
stand-up part of the show.
Yeah.
And then there's also we'll put another comedian. His name is slipping my mind right now too, but he's awesome. But just the whole cast was great.
But the experience out in Houston first time.
Houston was awesome.
I can't remember the restaurant, but Red, she was like, get off the plane, come to this restaurant right now.
Oh,
it's Caucasian hibachi.
Hibachi.
Oh man, it was so good. It was like,
golly, everything's slipping my mind right now. Hibachi stick or stick hibachi.
Okay.
Or something like that, yeah. Stick hibachi or whatnot.
Yeah, it was good.
It was
banging.
Good.
So good.
Frozen margaritas, awesome.
Yeah.
Two of those
the food was...
Yeah, the food was great. Two or three of those, not even three. Two of those frozen margaritas.
Really 1.5. But
really 1.5 of those frozen margaritas, and you are feeling good.
Yeah.
And the food was awesome. I'm a hibachi guy. If anybody that knows me
too.
you know that. Like hibachi.
I might get hibachi for lunch today. That's
really?
what I'm gonna do.
Hibachi's like
that's what I'm gonna do.
My favorite dish.
That's it.
I want to say it's stick hibachi and whatnot. They are awesome, and this is not a paid promotion. This was just I went there. We went there twice, right? I went back, just because the food was good.
You went without me.
And the waitresses were awesome. The hospitality was great. So Houston was awesome, man. Shout out to Houston, and our Airbnb host was awesome. Her place was really nice. We stayed right by the NRG Stadium where the Houston Texans play.
Stick Talk. That's
Stick Talk. Yes.
Stick
I knew it was hibachi.
Cajun hibachi.
Yes. Stick Talk. Shout out to Stick Talk. The hibachi was great.
I had to look it up. I was like, sticks.
It was. I knew it was stick something.
Stick hibachi.
Like I said, the hibachi great. Frozen margaritas. If you're ever in Houston and you can get to Stick Talk, get there, man. Just great food, great time. And Houston was awesome. And we're proud of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
we're
our
very proud,
first.
yeah.
You know, we got a fight scene in there, and so when it comes out, we'll probably do a whole podcast on it and really go more details into the play and promote it. But again, shout out to Kevo Arts, man. Thank you for the opportunity, and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. What's going on in the world? Well, I'm leaving North Carolina today.
Yeah.
And I have to get on a plane. And we know the kind of year it's been with planes. You know, according to U.S. Today, there have been 94 accidents, aerial accidents, aviation accidents in the United States.
But let's compare that to the previous years, though.
We'll have to look it up real quick. Let's see.
Are they telling that?
Let's see. So 2025.
So were you nervous coming over here?
No, because I'm prayed up.
You're prayed up. That's awesome. I love it. Because I think you have to have your mindset right.
Yeah. Okay, so in comparison, by the numbers, and this is according to Google and Fox News, by the numbers, there were 179 fatal aviation crashes in the United States in 2024.
Okay.
So 179, and we're already at 94, and it's only been 3 months. You know.
So what's going on with all that? What do you think? Come on now. Like, really? I mean, I don't know, bro.
Well, what was the... Have you seen the movie?
Have they done the latest maintenance checks, or do they wait every 3 years? I mean,
have you seen Leave the World Behind, the movie that the Obamas produced?
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie.
You've seen it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And you definitely might want to watch it, bro. Like tonight, if you and Ash watch it, especially with Ash getting on her her conspiracy and woke.
Do you think it's a conspiracy?
So in the movie, it's called Leave the World Behind, and it kind of goes into like cyber warfare and things of that nature.
Okay.
And one of the things that started happening when things started getting crazy in the movie is planes just started crashing. Like flights just started dropping out of the sky, right? And
oh lordy,
as well as like Teslas, electric cars that are autonomous started just doing their own thing and crashing, not stopping. Boom, boom.
Right.
And highways were built up of cars just crashing each other, planes falling out the sky, and it was kind of like a cyber war. Right,
okay.
Like countries going at each other.
So you think it's
cyber? I don't know. I'm just telling you what happened in the movie.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know, but who knows? The news is going to report whatever the news reports, right? But who knows what we got going on with these tariff wars? That's something else as well. Your boy Trump is your boy Trump is he got in there in the first 30 days. He's been putting his foot down. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors with all these countries and everything. Speaking of that,
right?
Trump is in office. What?
Yeah, for the second time.
For the second time, Trump is in office, man.
Wow.
And it looks like our country really doesn't even know how to react. Like,
right.
Like, it's just, I don't think it should cause so much division, but it seems like it does,
Yeah.
I will say this, though. He's entertaining. He's funny to me. I like watching him do his thing. I like him talk his shit. I like seeing him ruffle people's feathers. He's hilarious, man.
And just
true entertainer.
Yeah, true entertainer. But disclosure: this is not a political show. We are not affiliated with any political party.
No.
Just to throw that out there.
But just to, are you open to say who you voted for, or we're going to keep that under wraps?
I mean, I think I'm going to
keep it.
Did you vote?
I did vote.
You did vote.
I did vote.
Do you feel comfortable telling who you voted for?
I do feel comfortable, and I'm yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and I'll let people know my thoughts about it.
Okay, we're just putting it out there.
I'm gonna put it out there.
Are you sure about this?
I'm sure about. It's good because people can see.
Okay.
The dynamic of a black man who we are born white dude, and then we still cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not keeping us.
So So who did you vote for?
So, I voted for Kamala.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I know you're probably surprised because, and I'm gonna tell people might be like, yeah, you're supposed to. Well,
right. Yeah.
Truthfully, guys, I'm a big crypto guy. If you've even listened to us last year or the year before, I'm a crypto guy. I've watched crypto change, one of my friends' life,
right.
in the last bull run or whatnot. And I knew that the Trump administration, was going to support crypto.
Yeah.
But as a black man, right? And my family and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I was on the right side of history.
Okay.
This time.
Okay.
Right? If she won,
yeah,
I wanted to be like, I voted for her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have grandkids and like,
sure.
Granddad, we have the first black female,
Right.
I was like, yes, I got up that day and I was living in California.
Right.
I went out and I voted for her. I didn't want to vote, but
Yeah.
That's the main reason. If I keep it 100%,
yeah,
that's the main reason I voted for her.
Awesome.
I really didn't like her campaign, the way she ran it with like the celebrities coming out at the end, Megan Thee Stallion dancing and this and that.
Yeah. I will have to say one thing about the Kamala Harris campaign is that in the Democratic Party is that I really felt like they fumbled with her campaign. I really felt like they did her a disservice, if you will.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like putting somebody in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And expecting them to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's true.
Very difficult to do.
I like how you worded it.
Kind of very difficult to do.
Good job, white friend. Waiter. Woo! My boy know how to keep it PR. PR.
But I just feel like let's just speak the facts.
Well, tell the people who you voted for. I didn't put my business out there. Go ahead. All right, tell them who you voted for.
If I'm being 100% honest with you,
100% honest.
I did vote for Trump.
God damn it! I'm out of here. I already knew that. I already knew that. We did. I was doing that for TV. I already knew.
But I don't feel comfortable putting that out there.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Because we gotta. This one thing. And
you really voted for Kamala?
We gotta be able to show differences.
Yeah.
In opinions and politics, and we're still friends. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't change. My thoughts on politics and everything in general, right?
Yeah.
But right side of history. That was my last decision. Right side of history.
Okay.
And but this is the thing too. As far as me, I knew Trump was going to win.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And you can ask my folks because they was calling me. It was like they would say to me, "Your boy Trump." Every time we talk, "Your boy Trump, your boy Trump, your boy Trump." And but I already knew. I told them I was like, I'm gonna vote for Kamala, but Trump is gonna win.
Yeah.
Just because of the decision has been made.
Right.
The deed is done. The cake's been baked.
Yeah.
He's winning for what we're moving towards, and you see it playing out. You see us moving towards. If I keep it real, and this is my opinion, and then now that he's in, I've had friends ask me, what do you feel about what he's doing? What do you feel about him getting rid of all those jobs? What do you feel about this and that? And people got to understand that we are going, whether it was Trump or whoever, right? Trump is the best person to do it because he's already hated. But we were going to a new system regardless, okay? And this tariff war is just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
For us to get on one accord, for the countries to get on one accord. All right. Our countries are moving towards blockchain, guys. All right.
Do you think that they're going to pull the plug on the electricity for about a week or so?
They might.
Like in your heart of hearts, like yes or no?
They might. Because there has to be when you see this chaos.
You think they're gonna?
When you see this chaos, it's gonna be order out of chaos. All right. So from the chaos, you will see the countries get on one accord. You will see maybe some type of tariff. And I did the research on ChatGPT like a few weeks ago, and I was asking about tariffs in the past.
Right.
And I wish I would have had it ready to go, but tariffs in the past also created agreements between countries.
Right.
So I think we're going to go through that again where we have tariffs and our country's going to want to accord. And again, these countries want to be able, just like I can send you money on PayPal and Zelle and all these different platforms, and you get them in seconds. Countries want to do that as well without having to go through the SWIFT banking system, where if I wire you some money, it's going to take a week and a half just for you to get, trillions of dollars. Now, these countries are going to be able to move money between each other at the snap of a finger, right, without any kind of middleman. That's what we're moving towards. That's why blockchain is so important. That's why crypto is so important. This administration has a crypto summit coming in. People losing their jobs. Do you know how many jobs is about to be taken by AI? It's not just government, okay? Right. It's not just, stuff is changing. You need to get with the technology, right? And as far as the black community specifically, we need to get with the technology and get with each other, right? We need to get back to farming. We need to get back to having our own in every facet, and I'm talking specifically to the blacks and people of color that are. Why are you dependent on the government so much anyway? Talking about, they cutting WIC and this and that. You know what I mean? We're about to go to our whole middle class, what we know as the middle class is changing. We're going to a global system. I can get on TikTok right now and watch somebody live in Saudi Arabia. I can watch somebody live in China. So you got to understand that we are going to a world system. We may end up being on a universal income plan, right? Because now the middle class, you got to be making $250,000 a year and have a net worth of $1 million plus just to be middle class. Right. So, do you want to be on a universal income plan, or do you want to be, which they already tested out, giving us those COVID checks? Everybody around the world was getting like $1,200, $1,500. United States, $600. So they've already tested this stuff out. You know what I mean? So you got to get with it or get lost, man. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not. I don't care who you voted for or who's in office. It don't matter who they put in front of us in office.
So all those social,
you need to make it happen.
So all those social things people are talking about that people are very passionate about. The transgenderism, the LGBTQ rights, the border, the stuff that's going on the border, and black rights, Asian rights, Hispanic rights, and you think all those social issues are kind of smoke and mirrors and kind of at the forefront to, hey, look at this while we do this.
Yeah, hey, look at this while we proceed with the biggest transfer of wealth ever since the internet age.
Yeah.
We're going into another internet age, and all that other stuff is what it is. I mean, you can't make change without finances, Finances is a big part of it. So let me ask you this. So you voted for Kamala knowing that she wasn't the best candidate? I voted for Kamala to be on the right side of the history.
Okay.
And again, system-wise, I knew who was going to win.
Right.
It really, My one little vote. And then if we go even deeper, does our vote really count? Does it really count? Do we need to? We may need to have a whole episode on that about electoral college, and because we're talking about what really matters more than what president you voted for.
Right.
Who's your mayor?
Yeah.
Right.
Who's the city council?
Right. Who's your city council? Who are you voting for locally? That's your country. That's where you lay your head. You know what I mean? So that presidential vote is really minuscule in the big scheme of things. I mean, look at was it Illinois that just had it where they just eliminated income tax? Was that Illinois, the state that just
Alabama
did
or Mississippi?
Alabama, one of the states. They running their own thing, right? That's their own thing. Your state. And if you look at the current administration, they're really trying to put power back in the states, right? Let the state handle a lot of things. That's your territory. That's your jurisdiction. Right. So that's what really matters the most. All that other stuff again is smoke and mirrors, keep you divided, upset. I do
think that we are very divided as a country. Probably the most divided we've ever been. Right. It doesn't really have to be like that.
You assume because of the way somebody voted that they think a certain way, or you assume that they're racist.
I don't
like
the whole blanketed statements for a group of people. Right. I just don't,
Right.
So I just don't agree with that. Because the same group that I feel like, let's just go ahead and say it, white liberals that are saying that it's bad to call a group of people a blanketed statement, in the past. But yet today they're calling people blanketed statements without even knowing all of the facts.
And we talked about it on another episode.
I don't like that.
We talked about another episode. People come at me because again, if it sounds like
because I'm independent. I wrote in Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. I'm really. I
didn't vote for Trump.
I don't pick signs. You want to switch your story? People come at me like, oh, they're taking out Black history and this and that. We had an episode. We have an episode coming up with B Dot, and we talk about this. But I don't give a damn. Take that slavery shit out of there. Take that slavery shit out of there, and let's put some real history in there. Do you know that blacks had empires thousands and thousands and thousands of years before this 400 years of slavery? Did you know that? Did you know that we were in America thousands and thousands of thousands a year before Christopher Columbus was even born? Let's put that in the history. I don't give a damn about everything starting with us being in chains and fucking civil rights. Come on, people.
There's more to it than that.
So don't come at me about, he taking this and that. What about the DEI? Open a business. Fuck trying to beg somebody for a job and they not hiring blacks. Start a business. Go to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of this stupid shit. We arguing and complaining about stupid shit. And I usually try to keep it clean on here.
Right.
But fuck that. I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah.
All right? It's a new day and age. We're in the digital age. If you still in the industrial age, you need to catch up with where we at, okay? Because you have a moneymaker in your hand every day. So if you scrolling and just getting entertained, if you're a consumer, okay, that means you're not a producer, all right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So move on. Like I said, this is not a political show. Let's move a little bit. We recap in 2025 because this is our We're Back episode. March of Madness is underway. The Super Bowl. Patty Mahomes. I lost some money.
I was voting for the Eagles.
I lost some money.
Yeah.
I put money on the Chiefs to win. I didn't hedge my bet.
They were garbage this year at the Super Bowl.
They got spanked, and they saw a better team this year. I think they really saw
Eagles
a better
brought
team.
It. Eagles brought it. They brought it.
Shout out to Philly, man. Right. And I was happy, man. I was happy to see them win Jalen and Shaquan Barkley, and they have a really great team. It sucks that Travis Kelce's brother just retired, and he had a chance to get a ring. He
could have had a ring.
Yeah, maybe they give him like
dang.
Give him something, for he's just 1 year short.
But I tell you what, ring or no ring, that man has some money.
Oh yeah. So. Oh yeah. And hopefully, his brother look out for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the Eagles. That was a great game. I enjoyed it. What else? Well, I guess we kind of gotta. Oh, this is great. Speaking of sports, have you heard about? Did you see the LeBron and Stephen A. drama that's going on?
I haven't caught that yet. No.
I haven't caught that yet. So you want me to fill you in a little bit?
Is it still going on?
It's still being talked about, and it actually still is kind of going on because LeBron just recently went on the Pat McAfee show.
I know
McAfee,
that show,
and had a great show. He talked about a whole bunch of different subjects.
So tell me what happened. Start from the beginning. Like what transpired for all this.
So this year, the Lakers drafted LeBron's son as the 55 pick.
55 pick.
To the 55th pick. 55th 55th pick in the NBA to the Lakers.
Okay.
Right? Everybody's screaming nepotism, which they're probably right.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, Bronny did have, cardiac arrest. He had like a heart condition just last year, collapsed at practice at USC, and
well, then maybe he should be playing.
And was able to recover, get back on the court, and so, and I'm pretty sure as well, just his son being on the team gives LeBron more energy. He turned 40 this year, pretty much. So.
Wow.
One of the oldest players in the NBA, one of the longest careers we've seen since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And it's no different to me than, Giannis, who plays for the Bucks, having his brother on the team. His brother barely gets any minutes and probably shouldn't be, probably could be in the G League as well. But to keep it on the story, so LeBron's son is in the league. Basically what happened, Stephen A., he's criticized hard, even though he doesn't even really need to be talked about like that. His first few games in the NBA, very lackluster. And Stephen A., the comment that got to LeBron was him saying, I beg you as a father, don't do this. I beg you as a father. Take your son, blah, 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 a whole bunch of stuff.
Take your son where? Out of the game?
Out of the league. Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And LeBron confronts him when the Lakers play New York. He confronts him during the game and, says some things to him, basically like, keep my son's name out your mouth type thing. It was caught on a cell phone camera. And that was the thing. It's been huge, and people are debating whether that's right or wrong, because if you're, as a pro athlete, you are subjected to criticism from journalists, right? That's what the journalist's job to do. I went to school for journalism, JOMC major, and so I definitely understand Stephen A. Smith just doing his job. What the debate is you are a father, right?
Right.
As a father, do you think he was out of line coming up to Stephen A. and telling him to keep his son's name out of his mouth?
It's kind of like the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation to me. Is that, if you're in a professional setting and you signed up for the public eye, you signed up for that criticism that comes with that, being in the public eye, then I think that that's unprofessional, I feel like. I mean, I don't know, because I have a son too, but if my son were in the same boat that I was as far as like profession, he's a grown man. You know,
he is a grown man.
He's a grown man, and he knows what he's getting into.
Yeah.
It's not like he's still staying with his mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, there was another video that leaked, and it showed LeBron hugging Richard Jefferson, who was a former teammate of his and is now a journalist on ESPN.
Yeah.
And he told him, you know, basically like, you know, all the other stuff is fine, but when he criticized me as a father, so it was the Stephen A. saying, I beg you as a father.
Yeah.
You know, whatever he said after that, like, you know, don't do this to Bronny, you know, whatever. That's what really got to him.
Okay.
But I kind of agree with you on that. It's like he is an NBA player now. All NBA players get criticized. One of the things he was saying was that nobody, what he said on the Pat McAfee show is nobody like Jordan and all our other legends, Magic, gets criticized the way he does. And I would say that's just because we're in a different age. We're in an age now where social media is big. And so it's not just ESPN and Fox and those professional journalists talking about you. You got people who didn't go to school like we did for journalism and media that just say whatever they want and can put out a show and it could go viral. So it's a whole different time now. That's why I feel like you're scrutinized more. But you know, LeBron is, you know, currently my favorite player in the league, has been my favorite player in the league for a long time.
I think he does. Do you think he's a baby? You think he complains a lot? And
you sound like my mom. My mom says,
bitches and moans.
You sound like my mom.
My knee, my hip,
my mom
my leg,
talks about LeBron like that. Nah, that's my. I think all players. We're in a different age. All players are crying and talking to the refs.
Did Jordan do that? Did Jordan do that shit?
Jordan had pool.
Was Jordan out there?
Again, it's a different era. It's a whole different era.
I don't give a damn.
It's a different era. Players talk to the refs more, complain way more. But there's a clip, and I may put it up if I find it. When Jordan said something to the ref was like, "I didn't see that, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. I'll say something next time, Mike." Like, what's that? Like, you know what I mean? And Jordan's my number one, though. Jordan's still my GOAT. I'm not saying that like.
So what are they saying to LeBron when LeBron's out there bitching? What are they saying to his ass?
What are they? What are they saying to him?
Oh, it is what it is. I don't know.
But the whole debate is interesting.
I got money in Vegas.
It's still going on. The Stephen A. stuff is still going on. You know, I hope those brothers work it out, man. I love both of them. I like both of them in the media. Stephen
A. is very passionate.
Yeah, very passionate.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the Skip?
Skip is basically.
Did he get canceled?
I mean, yeah, that was a whole after the Shannon Sharp
Skip got canceled
stuff.
Okay,
he got canceled, but he started his show up again on YouTube. You can follow the Skip Bayless podcast, and watch his episodes on YouTube as well. But he definitely doesn't have the pull like he had with the audience after that Club Shay Shay. I mean, not Club Shay Shay, but that interaction with Shannon Sharp on air. And to me, even me being a fan, I was a fan of the show and watching it. But
so what happened? What did
you
he
can
say?
see the jealousy. I think Shannon Sharp started getting more popular than Skip, and you could see the jealousy bleeding through. And he really what took it overboard was they got into an argument on air about. He was comparing Tom Brady's career to Shannon's career. Shannon is a Hall of Famer, I think 3-time Super Bowl winner or something like that. And Skip was kind of really downplaying his career, comparing him to Tom Brady, where they played two totally different positions. And so
Shannon thought that Skip was.
He was out of line. If we,
I didn't see it, so I'm asking.
It was more personal. Like,
kind of like more personal jabs.
Yeah, personal jabs. Yeah, It was more personal, and it was a build up. It started, and again, I think it came out of jealousy. Shannon started getting more bigger than the show. And he also started his own podcast, Club Shay Shay, which started doing great numbers, which is still doing good. I watch it. Also doing Nightcap with Ocho Cinco. So,
are you gonna attack me when I get when I get bigger than you?
No, man. I make sure, truthfully, I check myself in all facets and root for my friends. Of course. Even on social media, you have to, this is the thing people don't know, like the psychology behind you just liking a friend's post on social media. Why don't you, if your friend is trying to do something, not just them like on a picture showing off or whatever, but you see that they're trying to do monologues, or they're trying to do skits, or they're trying to promote their clothing brand.
Go ahead and share that thing.
Just like it, share it. Even if you don't share it, like it and do a comment. That helps the algorithm. Like, what in your heart makes you not?
By the way, I do have to comment. You did post.
Yeah,
I have to go back and comment on. Anyways,
appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah. But why wouldn't you? And this is like, if they're an artist and they're getting the courage to put their painting out there. We all have our own self-confidence and self-esteem issues. Yeah. And if somebody, breaks that barrier and they're starting to put their self out there on social media or whatnot, and they are your friend, they're like a true friend, why it takes not even a second to like. You know what I mean? Not even a second to like, and maybe 3 seconds to put a comment. And now, the social media platforms, they'll generate a comment for you, or you could just hit the emojis and keep it moving. Yeah. So I say that to say, relating to, if you got bigger than us, bigger than the brand, you got to be able to support people, because if you can't,
vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah. If you can't support people, it'll never happen for you. If you can't be happy for somebody else, that karma comes back around, and you'll be stuck in a place. But so I wish you the best, brother. I hope you do become bigger than the brand, and
I wish
vice
you the
versa.
Best.
Yes.
You know why? Because we're not in a relationship like that. But hey, listen. What do they say? Su casa,
mi casa,
su casa.
Mi home, your home. Yeah, my house, your house. Yes, 100%.
Me dinero, you
right,
two dinero.
Right.
My money, your money. Right. So I get some of your money.
Look, white man always trying to get some of your money. You see how he do? But look, man,
no.
We're running out of time. We definitely went over on this one because there's so much that we have to catch up on. If you watch us and support us, leave in the comments if there's something that we missed out in 2025. We appreciate you guys supporting us. Thank you for listening. Especially our listeners. Some of you guys watch us or whatnot, but we have a large following of people who just listen to the audio. They would clean up the house to us and cut the grass to us. And we appreciate you guys.
Cook with us.
Cook listening to us.
Drink with us. Smoke with us.
So thank you for listening. We're back. We do plan on giving you another set of 30 episodes for the podcast. And before we take another slight break, we'll never take this long of a break again. But like you said, life be lifing, right? Life be lifing. Life be lifing. But we gonna be lifing too. Damn it, we gonna be lifing too. So you know what it is. This is your boy Reggie Reg.
I'm your boy Marv.
This is me and my white friend. This is our podcast. Thank you for listening. Go follow us on all platforms. TikTok, Instagram.
We appreciate
Facebook, YouTube. We definitely need those YouTube subscribers up. So go subscribe, man.
Yeah.
And just support us. Like, comment when you see our posts. And last but not least, we love you.
Yes.
See you next week.
Peace.